Welcome to Tales of History, where we explore the fascinating lives and events that have shaped our world. Today, we're diving into the life of one of the most influential figures in American history, John D. Rockefeller. John Davison Rockefeller was born on July 8, 1839 in Richford, New York. His father, William Avery, also known as Bill Rockefeller, was a traveling salesman selling novelties and cures. His mother, Eliza Davison Rockefeller, was a devout Baptist. In 1849, the Rockefeller family had to move from Owego, New York, to a place close to the Pennsylvania border because their housemaid accused Bill of rape. Later, they moved to Strongsville, Ohio, a suburb of Cleveland, to live near Bill's sister and brother-in-law. At age 14, John was admitted to Folsom's Mercantile College, where he studied bookkeeping, penmanship, banking, and commercial law. At 16, John got his first job at Hewitt & Tuttle, a merchant company, as an assistant bookkeeper. Here, he learned common bookkeeping and trading ventures. This also set a trend called Job Day, where each Rockefeller celebrates their first job. The year 1859 was important because Edwin Drake struck oil in Titusville, Pennsylvania, driving an oil rush in the region. John left Hewitt & Tuttle to explore his own business interests. He entered into a business venture with Maurice B. Clark, and they invested $4,000 to start the Clark & Rockefeller Company, specializing in selling produce. In 1861, when the American Civil War began, John made huge profits selling meats, grain, and hay to the federal government. As economic development accelerated in the North, Rockefeller's rise followed. In 1863, at age 24, John entered the oil business along with Morris Clark and Samuel Andrews. On September 8, 1864, Rockefeller married Laura Celestia, whose father was a prosperous merchant, politician, and abolitionist active in the Underground Railroad. In 1865, at age 25, John bought out his partners, including Maurice Clark, and founded Rockefeller and Andrews, Cleveland's largest refinery. In 1868, Rockefeller struck a major deal with the railroad, guaranteeing a certain volume of shipments in exchange for rebates. This deal was made with Jay Gould, owner of the Erie Railroad. He then proceeded to form the Standard Oil Company of Ohio in 1870, along with his younger brother William, Henry Flagler, and a group of other men. John D. Rockefeller was its president and largest shareholder. Standard Oil gained a monopoly by buying rival refineries and developing companies for distributing and marketing its products around the globe. The company was founded with $1 million in capital, making it the largest corporation in the country, controlling 10% of United States petroleum refining. September 18, 1873, known as Black Thursday, marked a stock market crash that set off a depression lasting 6 years. Standard Oil took advantage of this crash and absorbed refineries in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, New York, and Pennsylvania's oil region. By age 38, Rockefeller controlled almost 90% of the oil refined in the United States. John expanded Standard Oil outside of Ohio and made deals with railroads to cut transportation costs. In the latter stages of the 1870s, John acquired most of Empire Transportation Company's property and had a deal with the Pennsylvania Railroad, which carried over half of Standard Oil's shipments. In 1882, the Standard Oil Trust was formed. Rockefeller created a highly centralized structure with enormous power. A few years later, anti-monopoly sentiment started growing, leading to the Sherman Antitrust Act in 1890, proposed by Ohio Senator John Sherman to put an end to monopolies. The law allowed the federal government to get involved in business relations by breaking up trusts that were taking over industries and putting competitors out of business. The Sherman Act initially failed to work with the American Sugar Refining Company and the U.S. VEC Knight Company in 1895, but became more successful later on when President Theodore Roosevelt came into office. He was nicknamed the Trust Buster for his determination to dissolve monopolies. President Roosevelt's attacks on Rockefeller and Standard Oil escalated in 1906. Rockefeller was singled out as one of the malefactors of great wealth, and anti-Rockefeller sentiment was at an all-time high. By 1907, the United States government had 7 lawsuits pending against Standard Oil, arguing it was 20 times larger than its next competitor. On May 15, 1911, the United States Supreme Court announced its decision to dismantle Standard Oil. The company was ordered to divest itself of its subsidiaries within 6 months. Standard Oil broke up into several independent companies, but many still worked together and retained the Standard Oil name, followed by the state they were located in. Many of the entities created from the dissolution of the trust were later integrated into larger firms, such as ExxonMobil and British Petroleum. John retired in the late 1890s and began focusing on philanthropy. In 1916, he was announced as the world's first billionaire. At one point, his net worth was 3% of the United States economy. John D. Rockefeller's story is a testament to the transformative power of ambition and innovation. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to Tales of History for more fascinating stories. I'll see you in the next episode with another inspiring story.